Make a move, Big Blue.
Superheroes are usually the good guys, but sometimes they go full-on villain. Whether it's mind control, trauma, or just straight-up rage, even the best heroes can break bad. So here are 10 times superheroes totally lost it and went full villain mode. 1. Deadpool. Deadpool going full villain mode is one of the wildest twists in Marvel history. It all starts when the X-Men try to help Wade by taking him to a so-called expert in mental health, Dr. Benjamin Brighton. Wolverine's gut says it's a bad idea, but Professor X insists they give it a shot. Problem is, Brighton isn't who he says he is. A twisted villain named Psychoan has taken his place, and he's got plans that are anything but therapeutic. Psychoan straight up tortures Deadpool, saying he talks too much to be a good killer and promises to fix him. Slowly, the voices in Wade's head begin to disappear until only one remains. This new voice says he's finally transformed. From there, Deadpool snaps. He kills Psychoan, then strolls into the hospital and tells the patients they're better off dead, before making it happen. That one voice in his head, it wants more, and Wade listens. Then it goes completely off the rails. He slaughters the Fantastic Four, no mercy. Reed dies in Susan's arms, Ben's already dust, Johnny gets ambushed, and even Sue can't take him down. She tries, but Deadpool just regenerates and finishes her off. News breaks. Deadpool has wiped out the X-Men and the Avengers. Spider-Man tries to talk sense into him, and Wade kills him too. Heroes regroup to stop the madness, but it's too late. Deadpool's stolen Pym particles and gets creative. Like hiding bombs in Luke Cage's coffee and smashing Thor with an oversized Mjolnir. Even the Hulk gets taken out in his sleep. Things spiral. He captures Professor X, tricks the X-Men into a death trap, and tortures them in the most messed up ways. When Charles tries to shut him down psychically, he sees something so disturbing in Deadpool's mind that it kills him. Deadpool even wears Beast's skin while mocking Wolverine. They fight, but Deadpool's got a carbonadium blade and no limits. Taskmaster gets hired to stop him, but Wade stays one step ahead. He messes with reality itself, puppeteers people into killing each other, including the Punisher, and finally tricks Taskmaster into a trap with Man-Thing. Man-Thing opens a portal, and Deadpool walks through, targeting the ultimate creators, the people behind the comics themselves. He steps into the Marvel's writer's room, breaks the fourth wall, and stares right at us, saying he's coming for the real masterminds, and maybe for us next. 2. Bruce Banner. In Incredible Hulk issues number 1-7, Marvel flipped the script. This time, Bruce Banner is the bad guy and Hulk has to stop him. Not metaphorically, literally. It's a twisted emotional arc where the scientist becomes the real monster. After all the years of chaos, Hulk just disappears. He retreats deep underground into a secret molten world beneath the Earth's surface where a forgotten tribe actually welcomes him. They don't fear him, they see him as a protector. For the first time, Hulk finds peace, even purpose. He's no longer the weapon everyone's trying to control or destroy. Meanwhile, up on the surface, Banner is spiraling hard. Thanks to a deal with Dr. Doom, he's been physically separated from Hulk. No more transformations, but instead of feeling free, Banner feels empty. Hulk may have been a curse, but without him, Banner has no drive, no direction. That void pushes him into obsession. He starts messing with gamma radiation again, but now he's using animals as test subjects. The result? Horrifying mutant creatures that worship him like a gamma god. Things go off the rails when some of these monsters attack Hulk's underground tribe and kidnap the children. Hulk has no choice but to rise again. He tracks them back to a grotesque island lab, only to discover that Banner is behind it all. The calm scientist? Gone. What's left is a power-hungry lunatic with a gamma-mutated army and a doomsday bomb. He doesn't want to cure Hulk anymore, he wants to be better than him. So Hulk does what has to be done. He crashes through the monsters, storms the island, and confronts Banner in an all-out showdown. Banner tries everything, more injections, more tech, but he can't bring Hulk back into himself. That part of him is lost, so he goes nuclear. Literally, he activates the gamma bomb. Hulk doesn't run, he stays. He holds Banner down as the bomb goes off. Banner is incinerated, Hulk walks away, scarred and silent. There's no more Bruce Banner, just the Hulk, haunted by what he had to do to stop the man who created him. 3. Iron Man. In the Superior Iron Man arc, Tony Stark doesn't just cross the line, he erases it. It starts during a battle with Red Skull. A psychic blast scrambles the minds of every hero involved, and while most bounce back, Tony doesn't. Whatever snapped inside him, it stays broken. The genius inventor known for saving the world gets twisted into something darker, colder, and dangerously ambitious. He sets up shop in San Francisco, but this isn't a fresh start, it's the launch pad for his new empire. Stark rolls out Extremis 3.0, an app that offers users supermodel looks, peak health, and boosted strength. Sounds great, right? Except it's basically a drug with a price tag. First it's free, then you have to pay daily to keep the upgrades. Stark turns the entire city into a beauty-obsessed dystopia, where the rich get perfection and the rest are left behind. Pepper Potts is horrified. She watches the man she once believed in become a manipulative technocrat. Tony even builds a new suit, his EndoSim armor, crafted from symbiote-like liquid metal, controlled by his mind. It's sleek, powerful, and creepy. His mindset? I'm not hurting people, I'm helping them, they just don't get it. Then comes Daredevil. When he tries to stop Tony, Stark forcibly doses him with Extremis. Matt gets his sight back temporarily, but it's not a miracle, it's a violation. Stark thinks he's gifting people with perfection, but he's really playing puppet master. And it gets worse. Tony launches Iron Sight, a surveillance system that tracks everyone using their own data. Turns out he even laced the city's water supply with Extremis, so whether you wanted it or not, you're part of his system now. When Daredevil threatens to spill the secret, Tony just wipes his memory. Even Teen Abomination, someone who looked up to Tony, turns on him after finding out Stark knew his mom was alive and kept it from him. That betrayal hits deep. Meanwhile, Pepper activates a backup AI version of Tony, a pure Tony designed to stop the real one if he went rogue. But the superior Iron Man is too far gone. He infects the AI with a virus and deletes it without hesitation. Pepper's done. She says she won't try to save him anymore. Instead, she plans to expose him using a media empire, but Stark doesn't care. He's convinced he's evolved beyond humanity itself. In his mind, he wasn't pretending to be a god, he was pretending to be human. So how does it end? With a bang, not a redemption arc. The multiverse collapses, a helicarrier crashes, a final battle unfolds, and everything gets wiped out, including this twisted version of Tony Stark. 4. Hulk. After the Illuminati, Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, and Namor secretly voted to exile the Hulk to space, he crash-landed on the planet Sakaar. There, Hulk found peace. He became a ruler, took a queen, and was even expecting a child. But that peace was ripped away when his ship exploded, killing everything and everyone he loved. Hulk blamed the Illuminati for his loss, and he was out for revenge. One member of the Illuminati, Professor Charles Xavier, wasn't present during the vote, but Hulk didn't care. In his eyes, Xavier was still guilty, so Hulk came looking for him. At Xavier's school, Tony Stark warns Charles that Hulk is back on Earth and furious. Not long after, the Hulk issues a threat to evacuate the city. He wants Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange delivered, or else. Moments later, Hulk crashes into the Xavier Institute demanding Xavier. Beast tries to reason with him, but Hulk isn't in the mood. He smashes through Beast and his students like they're nothing. Even a mutant with a death touch can only briefly slow him down. When the young X-Men attack, Hulk hurls statues and insults their abilities. He tears apart Rockslide, blinds Wolverine's clone Laura, and smashes Beast again when he pleads for mercy. When Xavier finally appears, Hulk forces him to admit that he would have voted to send him away. That seals it. Despite Xavier's willingness to surrender, the X-Men won't stand down. The result? All-out war. Hulk takes on Cyclops, Colossus, Kitty Pryde, and Wolverine. He tanks optic blasts, resists psychic attacks, shrugs off Logan's claws, and uses a thunderclap to flatten everyone around him. Wolverine gets brutally beaten, Hulk smashes his head repeatedly, aiming to scramble his brain inside his adamantium skull. Even Juggernaut at full power can't stop him. Hulk uses his own momentum to fling him away like nothing. The Xavier Mansion becomes a war zone. Hulk throws a jet at the school. He fights off reinforcements. He tears through walls and limbs, leaving a trail of destruction. Only when a student named Cecily pleads with him emotionally, telling him about the young mutants who also suffered horrific losses, does Hulk pause. She tells Hulk he's become what he hates, someone who takes away others' happiness. Her words finally land. Hulk doesn't say anything, just mutters that Xavier already lives in hell, then leaves. 5. Spider-Man. In What If Spider-Man Back in Black, Peter Parker goes full villain mode after suffering the ultimate loss. In this darker timeline, the bullet meant for Aunt May ends up killing Mary Jane instead. Overwhelmed by grief and rage, Spider-Man snaps. He hunts down the hitman responsible and kills him without hesitation, something the Peter we know would never do. But this isn't the same Spider-Man. Fueled by vengeance, he dons the black suit and sets his sights on the man behind it all, Wilson Fisk. Peter storms Rikers Island, fighting off S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and even Iron Man, who tries to stop him. But Peter's beyond reason. He tears through everything in his way, determined to make Fisk pay. Eventually, he catches up to the Kingpin and brutally takes him down. Even when Aunt May pleads with him, disgusted by what he's become, Peter doesn't stop. He crossed a line, and he knows it. Iron Man confronts him one last time, and realizing there's no turning back, Peter surrenders. This What If shows what happens when Spider-Man abandons his morals, proving that even heroes can fall when pushed far enough. 6. Batman. In Tales of the Dark Multiverse Batman Hush No. 1, Batman goes full villain, and it all starts with a twisted childhood switch. In this alternate reality, Thomas and Martha Wayne are still murdered, but instead of Alfred, it's the Elliots who raise young Bruce. This changes everything. Bruce and Thomas Elliot grow up as close friends instead of rivals, but things take a dark turn when Bruce suffers a mental breakdown and is institutionalized. Thomas takes over Wayne Enterprises and becomes a powerful senator. With Bruce out of the way, Thomas thrives, until strange events begin unfolding at Arkham Asylum, where Bruce is reportedly dead. But Bruce isn't gone. After faking his death, Bruce returns as a terrifying version of Batman, a creature shaped by the criminals of Arkham who trained him in stealth, combat, and even psychological manipulation. One by one, he begins hunting down those who betrayed him and corrupted Gotham, including Thomas Elliot. This Batman doesn't hold back. He's brutal, methodical, and unrelenting. He murders. He tortures. He's no longer the hero. He's the Punisher. By the end, Thomas learns the horrifying truth. Bruce has been watching him all along, silently letting the rot of Gotham expose itself. Now justice, his way, is coming. He cages Thomas like an animal, revealing rows of other captured criminals. In this universe, the Dark Knight didn't just break his one rule, he erased it completely. This isn't Batman the hero, it's Batman the Reckoning. 7. Wolverine. Wolverine is easily one of the most overpowered characters in Marvel. His powers are absolutely wild. He's got a healing factor so strong that he can survive almost anything, getting shot in the head, getting ripped in half by the Hulk, drowning, and even a literal nuke that left him as nothing but bones. Thanks to his adamantium skeleton, Wolverine is practically indestructible. He's gone toe-to-toe with Hulk more than once and walked away with just a concussion. He's also ridiculously fast enough to land hits on Spider-Man before the spider sense could even kick in, though, yeah, maybe that's just bad writing. And let's not forget, Wolverine's one of the best fighters in the Marvel Universe. He's held his own against Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, and even Captain America. So yeah, Wolverine is cracked beyond belief. And Marvel's lucky he's usually on the side of the heroes, because if he wasn't, there'd be no stopping him. Seriously, unless you're someone like Deadpool who can regenerate too, you'd stand zero chance. Wolverine never gets tired, never loses your scent, and will find you no matter what. Now imagine if that unstoppable force went rogue. That's exactly what happens in one wild storyline where Wolverine gets mind-controlled and starts killing the Marvel heroes one by one. It's been 6 months since the mind control began, and Wolverine's already assassinated some of the greatest heroes. Now only a handful remain. Nick Fury gathers the last few, Captain America, Kitty Pryde, Magneto, and Invisible Woman, to launch Operation Wolverine. The plan? Trap him on a remote island and take him down for good. It all started when Spider-Man tried to stop Logan, but got ambushed by Hydra teleporting Wolverine in behind him. From there, Wolverine just kept stacking bodies. Iron Fist and Luke Cage tried to stop him at the White House. They saved the president, but the cost was brutal. Even Cap was left scarred. Now it's time for their final stand. Their plan is tight. They lure Wolverine into a bunker. Kitty phases in to trap him. Invisible Woman locks him in a force field, and Magneto blocks all teleportation with an electromagnetic field. But things go south fast. Wolverine surprises them by already being in the bunker. He claws through Invisible Woman's feet, then stabs her through the head when she tries to suffocate him. Next, he sets his sights on Captain America. They fight brutally, and just when it looks like they might stop him, Magneto lets his guard down. Wolverine teleports and kills him too. Cap lands one final punch, shouting that it ends now, but Wolverine isn't fazed. He stabs his claws straight through Cap's head, telling him say hi to Bucky. That leaves just Kitty. She begs Logan to fight the mind control, but he's too far gone. He warns her that no matter where she hides, he'll always find her. Heartbroken, Kitty phases her hand through his skull, scrambling his brain and sacrificing her own arm in the process. As she bleeds out, she hopes that if S.H.I.E.L.D. ever brings Wolverine back, he won't remember any of this or what she had to do to stop him. The story ends with Nick Fury collecting Wolverine's body, shocked that Kitty had the strength to end him, and all it took was letting go. Watching Wolverine, fully aware of his actions, brutally murder his friends, it's insane. He's not just a mindless puppet here, he knows exactly what he's doing. That moment where he tells Cap to say hi to Bucky after skewering his skull, brutal. 8. Superman. In an alternate timeline, Superman doesn't grow up on a Kansas farm with the Kents. Instead, he's raised by the Legion of Supervillains, Lightning Lord, Saturn Queen, and Cosmic King, who mold him into a tyrant. They arrive from the 31st century, erase the Kents from history, and groom young Kal-El into a weapon to reshape the world in their image. By the time he's an adult, Superman rules Earth with an iron fist alongside Batman, who was also raised by the Legion after they murdered the Wayne's killer. Together, they act as global enforcers, keeping the world safe through fear and absolute control. The Justice League never existed. Hal Jordan never got his ring. Barry Allen was erased before becoming the Flash. The world bows to Superman. He crushes rebellion without mercy. When Green Arrow publicly challenges his rule, Superman doesn't hesitate. He vaporizes him. Not out of rage, but with cold, calculated precision. Even as he smiles for the cameras and enjoys domestic life with Lois Lane, Superman maintains a surveillance state where dissent is met with death. As resistance builds, Superman becomes more ruthless. Wonder Woman leads an uprising, and Superman strangles her to death with her own lasso. He kills Phantom Lady and Doll Man without a second thought. When the human bomb detonates himself, wiping out New York, Superman barely flinches. He just keeps moving forward, unquestioning in his mission. Through timeline jumps, Superman sees different realities, some where he dies, others where Darkseid reigns, but it doesn't shake him. In fact, it reinforces how much worse things are without his control. Even when he realizes the truth, that his whole life was manipulated, Superman never really expresses guilt. His villainy wasn't born from mind control or madness, it came from belief. He truly thought the world needed him to be its god, and for a while, he was. 9. Jason Todd. Jason Todd's fall from Robin to Red Hood is one of DC's most heartbreaking arcs. Once Batman's bold, impulsive sidekick, he was brutally killed by the Joker. Years later, he's resurrected by the Lazarus Pit, but comes back angry, broken, and out for vengeance. Now calling himself Red Hood, Joker's old alias, Jason takes over Gotham's underworld, killing criminals without hesitation. His violent methods put him at odds with Batman, leading to a tense showdown. Jason forces Bruce to choose: kill the Joker or let Jason do it. Batman, under the Red Hood, redefines Jason as a tragic anti-hero, shaped by betrayal, loss, and the belief that justice sometimes needs to go too far. 10. Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan's fall from grace is one of the wildest villain turns in DC history. In the Emerald Twilight storyline, things take a dark turn after Mongol wipes Coast City off the map, killing nearly 7 million people, including Hal's closest friends and family, while Hal's off-world. When Hal returns and sees the destruction, he snaps. He takes out Mongol, then uses his Green Lantern ring to recreate the city and its people, trying to bring it all back. But the ring can't keep up, and the illusion starts falling apart. The Guardians of the Universe show up and basically scold him for using the ring for personal reasons. That's the last straw. Hal completely loses it. He absorbs all the energy from the power battery, kills Sinestro, Kilowog, and even the Guardians themselves, and transforms into the supervillain Parallax. With godlike power, he tries to rewrite time itself to fix everything his way. It ends up taking nearly the entire DC roster to stop him. It took years and a major redemption arc before Hal was forgiven and restored as a hero. But for a while there, he wasn't just a fallen hero, he was one of the DC Universe's biggest threats. And there you have it. 10 times superheroes went full villain mode and left the world stunned. Which hero's villain turn shocked you the most? Or do you think another one deserves to be on this list? Let's hear it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because we'll be covering more updates on this soon and other exciting upcoming movies and series. We'll see you next time.